Let's do our morning skincare routine together while I give you advice, like you're my little sister, on what to do and what not to do in the beauty or lash community so that you don't fuck up like the rest of us did. So let's talk about the one thing that has the beginner lash community in a chokehold, and even some advanced people, and that's diameters. For some reason, if this isn't taught to you in your first training, which why, I don't know, but it's a thing that happens. If it's not, then you really struggle to understand why, because that's the structure of lashing. So, example, I had a student come to me for a refresher course, and she was using 0.07s to apply a classic style. Leo, get out of the tub. I swear to God. Also, I just moved, so everything's a mess. I just moved apartments, and this is why there's a mess everywhere. I just washed my face with this right here. Let me tell you, if you're an acne-prone girly, I'm literally breaking out right now. Like I said, I just moved, I'm stressed. So let's move on to the next step. And let me show you a visual that's really going to help you when it comes to diameters. Serum after, and I'm going to take you to the living room where I have a whiteboard with the chart of diameters that you need to memorize. And I have it on there because I'll teach classes on live sometimes, so pull up. Okay, so like I said, I just moved, so there is a mess everywhere. But this is the chart that you need to understand. This is the fundamentals of lash extensions. You have your chart that goes from the smallest diameter to the largest. Okay, hear me out. There's something after here, but we don't talk about them. We don't use them as of right now. Will something change later on? We don't know. As of right now, we have 0.03, 0.05, 0.06, 0.07. Is there diameters in between these? Absolutely, yes. These are just the most common in the last 10 years of the lash industry. And then you have your classes, which range from 0.10 to 0.18. Now, if you're using anything in this realm over here to create classic looks, you're fucking up. If you're using anything over here to create volume or mega volume, jail. So I'm gonna let you look at it, take a screenshot if you will. As a little tip for you to remember which ones are volume, which ones are classic, if there is a zero, eye cream, we're moving on to eye cream now. If there is a zero after the point, 0.02, 0.03, 0.05, 0.0, that is volume. Whether it's volume or mega volume, remember the closer we get to zero, then you're talking mega volume. If there is a one or any number that is not zero after the point, you don't touch those for volume or mega volume because you're talking classic. Now, can the rules be broken? Sometimes. Like, for example, 0.10 is technically considered zero. Technically it's considered a classic, right? Because it has a 1 after the point. But you see these very popular looks that we're seeing with spikes and wispy and whatever. A lot of technicians use 0.10 with a 2D, which means 2 fibers per spike, to create these little spikies, these little wispies. But how do we know that's okay to do? Moisturizer and SPF. You have to read your client's natural lash health. It all is based on that. You can't, there is a big rule of rule, whatever. My Spanish brain is betraying me. But you have to know your client's natural lash health. If you don't know their natural lash health or how to read it or how to work with it, then you can't be breaking rules. Don't break them, right? Okay? So what I need to know from you right now so that we can engage in this diameter conversation is what is your most used diameter and how do you like to use it? Okay? Tell me in the comments.